So I've been self-publishing books on Amazon for around 2.5 years now, and I've learned a lot of lessons so far. So here are a few tips to help you earn more money on your self-publishing journey. Now, I just wanted to show you my historical stats so you just get an idea of my journey so far. And you can see that I actually started Amazon KDP in June 2020, and the total that I've grossed so far is $32,381.78. And my biggest month so far has been December 2022, where I earned $3,119.83. And it's taken a lot of perseverance just to get to this point. On your journey, you're going to find people that are going to earn more than you or even less than you, but don't let that sidetrack you. The main thing is that you're progressing each and every single year. So if you have a look at January 2021, I only earned $634.85, whilst January 2022, I earned $1,198.50. And now this January 2023, I've earned so far a total of $1,777.47. So that's just me focusing on my own progress, and you can see that there's a gradual uptrend, and this gives me the confidence that I am going in the right direction, and I don't need to focus on anybody else's path, but I just need to keep on working and improving on what I'm doing. This leads on nicely to my first point. So just talking about strategy. Now, strategy helps you to define your direction. It can change over time, but you really need to prioritize what's important at each stage of your journey. And when I started out, I've said in previous videos that my goal was just to earn only $100 each month. And as I only viewed it as a side hustle, and I also didn't have the budget or the skill set, but I did have a lot of time as we were in lockdown at that time. And this allowed me to kind of learn the basics, but also have realistic expectations that I knew I wouldn't be earning thousands of dollars in the first few months, just because that was where I was at. But over time, this did change as I committed more to Amazon KDP and I really started to see results. Then I pushed myself and challenged myself to create more higher quality and better books. So I did start off with low content books, and calendars and planners really took off for me. But as the competition increased with those, and I didn't want to keep on making tons of yearly planners, it's quite time consuming and exhausting, and the competition is quite fierce every single year. So I slightly changed and started to create more mid-content books such as activity books, coloring books, and fact books, and these really started to take off for me. And I don't have to create these every single year, as they sell consistently each month, and I don't need to spend as much time on my business. And this is why my strategy now has been to focus on evergreen mid and low content books, as my income has been very steady from this focus, and these books are not time consuming or costly to create, and I do enjoy the process and I'm seeing the results of that. So I am focused on continuing to earn over $1,000 each month. However, as humans, we aren't content, and I know soon I would like to reach that next level. So just think about your strategy. What direction would you like to go in? What's your budget? How much time do you realistically have? What's your skill sets at the moment? Then think about if you want to create low content, mid content, high content with the time you have. And this is going to allow you to just set realistic expectations for the first few months and then slowly get better over time. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Now, in a business, you usually have a lot of different people that operate doing different roles and responsibilities. And likewise, when creating a book, there's a lot of different parts to it. And you're not going to be fantastic or enjoy every part of your book creation. And when you're creating something, I understand that you'd like to have, full control of how everything goes. But I only really started to get results once I understood that I'm not exceptional at creating covers or book descriptions, that I can find people that specialize in these areas, and they're going to make my book look 100 times better than I can. I can do a good job, but there's people that specialize in the area and that can make your books look so much better and add a lot more value to your book. And a lot of people get hung up by this, thinking that, they're going to have to spend hundreds on finding people to outsource to. But, you can use websites such as Fiverr, where you can find low cost people that will create covers for you. There's a lot of AI tools out now and I've got a few videos on these, such as ChatGPT, that you can do a book description with. So just make sure that you're not limiting yourself and letting your books down. There's so many books I see on Amazon that, they've got a great title, subtitle, they're in a great niche, but then it's just the cover that lets it down, or it's just the book description does not sell the book well. Give yourself the best chance and use all the tools and resources that you can to create the highest quality books. And the next point I want to talk about is focusing on just a few niches where you have knowledge and expertise. As at the start, you'll probably follow a lot of popular people's advice and you'll look for the latest and hottest niches, but that approach will kind of leave you exhausted, and a lot of people do end up giving up, as I almost did. But if you change your kind of strategy and you start to focus on areas that you have knowledge and expertise and you know the target audience, you'll find that you can create a much more unique book to the market. It's much more easier to know the keywords that your audience is searching for and optimize your back-end keywords for your audience. And then you can create books that kind of complement each other and that your audience are more likely to buy. So instead of them just buying one book, they'll buy a few, which results in yourself getting repeated sales, as rarely you'll find people go onto Amazon and just buy one thing. So if you can kind of create a collection of books that do complement each other, then that's really going to start getting multiple sales each day. I only actually publish in roughly 3 to 5 niches, as I've really narrowed down what works well for me, and now I'm just really focused on creating the best books for that niche. Now, the final point that I quickly want to touch upon is running Amazon ads. Now, a lot of people have their opinions on ads, some positive, sometimes people are quite scared to start them, but I've had quite a positive experience with them. And you can see actually that my total ad spend since I started in June 2020 has been roughly $8,000, and you don't have to spend this much. I have made a lot of mistakes on my journey, but I've also learned a lot from running ads. And just looking at the US market, I've spent a total of $1,757.82, which has given me sales of over 7,000 with a really low ACOS of 23.63%. with total orders of 817. And if we take a look at my UK ad, you can see that I've spent a total of nearly £5,000, and this has given me sales of over £23,000. I've had a low ACOS of about 20% and total orders of over 3,600. And whilst I am pleased with these results, this has taken a lot of time. It hasn't happened overnight. There's been a lot of optimizing, a lot of consistent research, and just wanting to improve all the time. I failed quite early on with ads, but I was determined to continue with them. And there's a lot of benefits to running ads. It's not just about getting sales, but it's about exposing your book to a wider audience. And you also get a lot of keyword information and data, which you can optimize your ads to make them even more targeted. And to start off with ads, you can start off with low budget ads, and you can start using lottery ads or even just auto ads. I've got videos of both of those on my channel, so I definitely recommend you give them both a watch. So thanks for watching another video. I don't like to make my videos too long. I prefer to give you guys short, concise information that you're actually going to act on. But if you've got any questions or anything maybe you agree or disagree with, put them in the comments, and I do try to respond to every single comment.